Welcome back to another episode of In the Know. On today's episode, we have information on the Musical Review, Jake for reminders, Justin on sports, an interview with Educator of the Year, and our very own Christopher talking about movie auditions. First off, we have guest host Cap Wilson telling us all about what happened last Wednesday for the Musical Review. Take it away.
Thanks, Rachel. As most of you guys know, the Musical Review was held last Wednesday, May 16th at Imagine Coffee. It was amazing. I performed Falling Slowly from the musical once with Kaylee Kilday. This is the second year the middle school has done the Musical Review. The show is created by Mrs. Crocker, who was inspired after seeing the mini-shows at Disney World. She stated that one of the driving reasons for creating the show here was to give kids more than one opportunity to be the star and have them feature in their own mini-performance. The show was hosted by Aurora Jensen and Kaylee Kilday, who we talked to last week. It had the usual team, including costumes by Mrs. Scar and Mrs. Latz as producer. Now I'm going to be interviewing Mrs. Latz and Mrs. Scar about their roles in the production.
I am the assistant to Mrs. Crocker, and so I do almost anything she asks me to do. When she wants me to push a button, when she wants me to climb a ladder or find a microphone, those are my jobs, and I love that job.
And I work with getting the costumes for the kids, and if any of them needed something that they didn't have at home for their act, I helped gather that up, look in our costume room, and pull things together for them so that they looked awesome. My favorite thing, I think, was just the variety of acts that were out there. We had a lot of really different types of things, and the kids, they ran it themselves, so I liked that about it too, that they were able to take charge and take it as their own instead of having us lead them as much.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the variety and the choreography, but one of the things I noticed, and I didn't notice till the actual performance, was the lighting and how it affected the Lion King music. You could see the animals in the shadows from the lighting, so I was really excited about that.
We were a little bit crowded there with all the parents, but aside from that, I think that just having the acts that we had a good variety, and if we can do that some more and maybe get more kids involved even, that would be great.
Yeah, actually that's the concern I had, was that it was just overcrowded, and so we'll have to look at a way to deal with that, whether it's 2 shows or some, maybe a bigger venue. So that it's got to be something.
Yeah.
Thanks again to everyone that came out to the Musical Review. It was so much fun. We want to say special thank you to Mrs. Latz and Mrs. Crocker for putting this whole thing together. Now back to you, Rachel.
Sadly, I missed the show for a volleyball game, but everyone I talked to said it was really good. Now for top story, we have an interview with our Educator of the Year, Mr. Matthews.
Thanks, Rachel. The annual Educator of the Year event was held last Monday in the Philomath Middle School Library. This event honors outstanding teachers in the district. The Philomath Middle and High School Award went to Mr. Matthews. Me, Rachel, and Christopher sat down and interviewed him.
What does it mean to be Educator of the Year? It means fame, a fortune. I have to sign a lot of autographs. Other than that, well, in reality, it doesn't mean a whole lot different every day. Everybody in our building is, we have great teachers in our building, but it is a great honor. And it was very sweet very humbling, I guess, to be honored by my peers. So I even teared up a little bit. At my previous school, I was recognized, honored there as a Teacher of the Year before coming to Philomath. But this one meant more. And I don't know exactly why. Maybe because the plaque was more expensive. The last one, though, I got a free meal. So they kind of balance out. Free meal, nice plaque. The requirements for getting the award, It's best to know who's on the committee. And then usually in early December, I begin sending them gifts, chocolate, money, other things that would bribe them. And it hasn't worked in the past. So this year I went with nothing. I just sort of angrily didn't send any candy or treats to anybody. And yet I won the award. No, in all seriousness, the award it's a nomination by peers. So other teachers anonymously nominate and write things, nice things, hopefully about me, and others. Each year, in fact, I've nominated other teachers in the building for the award. So, and then they look at that, and the committee somehow selects who's going to receive the award. So, how many ties? I don't know how many ties I have. I really don't know. Perhaps we should go look. So this is how many ties. This is how many ties I have. I don't know, maybe 20, 30. These are all citizens, new citizens waiting to get into Thailand. And we do some sort of strange sort of game with these ties. So I think there's, I don't know, 20 or 30. Have you counted them yet? Well, I actually don't buy these ties at all. Students bring these ties into me. And it all started because I used to, believe it or not, I used to wear a tie every day when I taught. And eventually my neck got too fat. Can you see that? I mean, that is hideous. It's so hideous that it's amazingly attractive. It's like a crushed velvet vomit. And then each year we name some new ties and add them into Thailand. And eventually Thailand's going to get too full. So people have died. We have a Thai cemetery, which is kind of sad. It's kind of sad, but nonetheless, that happens in life. I'm going to show you, this is where all of the things that I get from students that mean a lot to me go. And the reality is that, you know what, a little recognition from students are very fun. Teachers like getting those notes and things. Believe it or not, they do. And here's my official Teacher of the Year. So before we end, in all seriousness, get out, Cameron. See, that's the way Teachers of the Year speak to their students very lovingly. I want you guys to work hard this summer and pursue great things and never compromise.
How exciting to win Educator of the Year. Make sure and tell Mr. Matthews congratulations next time you see him. This week, only one of our Justins could make it to film, so here's Justin Oakes on this week's sports segment.
Thanks, Rachel. Today on J&J Sports, we will be talking about the American and the national baseball teams, also the softball teams. To get us started, we'll talk about the American baseball team. The American team lost 14-16 in their last practice game against Sweet Home, but they will have another game this Thursday, home. Now let's talk about the national team. The national team had a horrible loss against Dallas, 11-0, last Wednesday. But I don't know what to say. They played as hard as they could, and their next game will be posted soon. For the softball teams, and the 7th grade team won softball. Their first game is Wednesday, followed by Thursday with the team 2. That's all on J&J Sports. Back to you, Rachel.
Thanks, Justin. Now we go to Jake with a reminder about the choir concert.
Thanks, Rachel. Hi, I'm Jake Boring. On today's reminder, we'll be talking about the Spring Choir Concert. The concert is coming up on Wednesday, May 23rd at 7 p.m. in the middle school gym. It will feature all 3 choirs: the New Notes, the Madrigals, and the Shanson Singers. The choirs are directed by Mrs. McMillan. There is no admission fee. Once again, that's Wednesday, May 23rd at 7 p.m. For more questions, talk to Mrs. McMillan. Back to you, Rachel.
Thanks, Jake. I heard there'll be a bagpipe band performing as well. For your week, we have Early Release Wednesday, choir concert at 7 p.m. also on Wednesday, the tag field trip on Friday, and Inside Out and Backwards Day is also Friday. To wrap up the show today, we have Christopher talking about In the Know movie auditions.
Hello, I'm Christopher McMorrin, director of In the Know, which basically means I'm in charge of everything, which is kind of fun. Probably not a good thing. Anyway, a couple of episodes ago, we talked about making a movie, which was supposed to come out in January, and it didn't, you know. like usual. We'll still be making this movie, but we will be filming it over the summer and it will come out next school year. We're sorry for the delay, but we wanted to make it awesome and longer than we had planned, so it's coming out next school year. We do need actors for this, so we'll be holding auditions on Tuesday, May 29th after school. We don't have a definite place or time yet, so please stay tuned for updates. This might change, but we do need actors, so please come and try out. There'll be more information to follow, and also if you're an 8th grader and you turn in a form, please come and see me. We have some special plans for you. Also, Rachel, you forgot to say that there was a band concert on Thursday. So, let's get the thing. There, see, band concert on Thursday. So you guys need to come to that because it's directed by Mrs. Crocker, and Mrs. Crocker is very nice. Thank you, Mrs. Crocker. Oh, bye-bye thing. Okay, back to you, Rachel.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here next week. For In the Know, I'm Rachel Worley.
And probably most importantly, it just means being honored. Oh, I looked at you. I can't do that. Wait a minute. Hey.
Thanks, Rachel. Today on the...
Thanks, Rachel.